let me talk a bit about people, and people are, of course, the core of this industry. And with me is a gentleman from AGC who is the Executive Director of Public Affairs.
Roger,
Brian
how are you?
Turmail.
Good to see you. How are you? You doing
nice
all right?
Nice to see you.
Nice
well,
to see
I'm
you.
here, and I'm well, and CONEXPO's open, and boy, this place is busy.
It's overwhelming in a great way. It's great to see so many people here in support of the industry.
It is. Tell me, sir, what is happening with our worker problem in this country? Skilled employees.
Well,
it's difficult, isn't it?
It's hard to imagine because you remember the industry has lost about 2 million employees between 2006 and about 2 years ago. It's just been really a devastating downturn. But fortunately, Roger, the economy has turned around. It's not as fast as we like, it's not as consistent as we like, but we're seeing demand coming back up. And as that happens, what's happening is a lot of our member contractors are telling us they're having a hard time finding enough skilled workers. In fact, in a recent survey we put out, we had 2/3 of our members saying they're having a hard time filling certain positions. And the reason that's happening is it's demographics. We've got an older workforce, a lot of folks, especially when the economy went south, retired. It's recruiting. It's that paraphrase Willie Nelson, it's mamas don't let your babies grow up to be construction workers, so we've got to do a better job recruiting as an industry. And then the third thing is pipeline. We've essentially dismantled what once was known as a robust vocational education system in this country. So we're not training new workers into the industry, and so we've got a lot of members who are having a hard time finding equipment operators, laborers, and carpenters in particular.
Well, I know it's been a difficult task, and it's going to be ahead as we move forward. I know in talking to many of our sponsors here, and they're big industrial companies, they're having trouble recruiting people for the jobs that they have and have to keep filled just to build the equipment to keep moving forward. It's something that this country just has to keep propelling. And I understand the initiatives that are going forward, but you know, I think everybody needs to do a little better job. We have to find that little nerve center, wherever it is.
That's absolutely right. And we actually put out a plan. It's a series of steps that we think elected officials at the federal, state, and local level can take to help. It's not the only solution, but it ought to be easier for construction firms to pull together and establish training programs. It ought to be easier for high school students to enroll free of charge in a community college and technical college programs. It ought to be easier, frankly, for association chapters, whatever association we're talking about, to set up charter schools, or to help work with the local school district to set up construction career academies. Where we've seen those work, not only are they doing a good job recruiting, but even for children who are never going to work in construction, they're finding it's a better way to teach math, it's a better way to teach science, because when they're measuring things, when they're figuring out the scope of a room or a new structure, it's a lot easier to appreciate calculus and trigonometry than just trying to figure it out on a dry erase board.
Now, if we can put this all into a video game, we've got it made.
That'd be great. I bet you there's probably a video game out here on the floor somewhere that looks just like it. Roger, thank you.
Brian Turmail, who is the Executive Director of Public Affairs for AGC. Always a pleasure to talking to these folks, and I'd say that's something that's very critical to this business, whether you own a company or you own a piece of equipment and you're looking for somebody to operate it, because that's what we need going forward.